Hello and welcome to the fixture list. I'm joined today by...
Joe.
Yeah?
How are we having the fixture list? There's no fixtures.
There is fixtures.
No, there ain't.
Not real ones, but there's some fake ones.
Where?
Australia's.
Name 3 other places.
In the world?
Yeah.
England, Taiwan,
No, that are having
Scandinavia.
fixtures.
Oh, the horses behind closed doors.
What?
Behind closed horse.
Oh, okay.
Doors.
Right.
They're still going on.
Do you know what? We had a joke planned, didn't we, yesterday?
What was it?
When we originally filmed this.
Yeah, but we filmed it twice now, so I thought I'd go with a new direction. This is the third one we're doing.
Third time we're doing.
And also the horses have been called back out.
Yeah. Because
said yesterday
our
about the
joke
horses.
yesterday, wasn't it, is that we always ring Ross.
Yeah.
And we go, Ross, any racing on today? He's like, lads, there's always racing on.
Yeah.
But like 24 hours ago when we filmed this the first time.
Yeah.
Or actually it might have been the second time.
One of the 2 times we filmed it already.
I was like, there's no racing on.
But now there is some racing on.
racing
But
on.
you're not allowed to go to it.
Yeah.
But you can bet on it.
Now, I don't like that.
Why?
Think about it.
What, the horses like the audience, don't they? Like the draw of the crowd?
No.
Oh.
How dodgy is it that you can just be like, that horse won?
I think it's televised, is it not?
I don't know. How?
What, do you think it's just like some telegram comes through at the betting place? Coming in first. I don't think it's like that. I think it is still happening and being shown.
Is it though?
I don't know, maybe not. Someone just sends a postcard. Greetings from Cheltenham.
Yeah. Dave won.
Yeah, Dave. Okay.
Has there only been a horse because called Dave?
Probably, yeah. Or just called like Andy or like Simons or something. Simon and Garfunkel's.
What's he doing?
Do you remember yesterday when he walked straight in front of the camera?
Yep, I do.
He tried to not do that again and he didn't. Yeah. So, you know, we've improved on yesterday. So this is already a better episode than yesterday.
Yeah.
Anyway, Australia's still going on.
Right, okay. But no one cares about the sport in Australia.
You wait till I tell you about it in a little bit, Steve, because then
anyway,
you care about it.
Before we get to talking about Australian sport.
Still real sport.
Some of it is.
All of it is.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Before we get talking about Australian sport, let's talk a little bit about what's going on with real sport and football.
Real football.
Real football. So I'm going to say the UEFAs, which is now my name that I just coined for the people at UEFA.
That works.
The Premier League, the SPFL, basically all the domestic leagues in Europe that are ruled by the UEFAs, are saying that they're committing to finish everything this season, domestic-wise at least. They didn't actually mention the European competition, did they? But domestic competitions finished by June the 30th. Bit giddy that, I think.
It's pretty close, isn't it? I know it's 3 months away, but
there's like
everyone's working from home.
there's at least a month's worth of games, and there's got to be a couple of weeks of training to get ready for them games.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to ramp up how many games you're playing, those players need to be ready.
Ramp it up.
Ramp it up.
Yeah, and people aren't even at work. My flat currently looks like an office because my flatmate's had to bring his computer home and he's doing Skype calls in the morning when I leave for work. Unbelievable.
Is he wearing underpants and a shirt and tie?
Almost exactly that, yeah. And he ain't going back to work anytime soon. So, yeah, like I said, they're going to have at least 2 weeks, you would think, of training full-time with each other. I know they're training at home by themselves, jumping over cones and that, wearing Juventus shirts, but that's not really getting the job done in terms of match fitness, is it? So they're going to have to be back for a couple of weeks before that. And, yeah, so United have got 9 games left.
Yep.
At most.
In the league.
At least that's going to take 3 games a week. 9 divided by 3. You got it? 3 weeks. So that's at least 3 weeks, and then another 2 weeks before that. So we're looking at 4, 5, 6 weeks of back in training, back playing games, and that's in like a month.
Which means they've got
to start at the end of May.
I guess they've got to start, basically, if they're not back in proper training by
Mid-May.
the start of May,
Yeah.
even the start of May.
Yeah.
If they've not got the dates all done,
Yeah.
then it ain't happening.
No,
And that's what,
6 weeks away.
5 weeks away.
Yeah. Yeah. And it doesn't look like
Still feels giddy. And that doesn't include any of, like we said, we're still in the FA Cup.
Yeah.
We're 1 game away from Wembley.
We love bloody cup competitions, don't we? Solskjaer is good at them.
I can't wait.
One
I think we're
semi-final.
in the mix for both. Well, we literally are in the mix for both. But I think we've got a good chance of winning both.
Yeah. So we've got a quarter-final, semi-final, and a final to play in the cup. We've got 2 legs of quarter-final, semi-final, final of the FA Cup. If we get there, second leg, quarter-final, semi-final, final. That's another 9 games. 9 out of 9 is 18. Got 18 games to play before the 30th of June. That is not happening. And why is the 30th of June so important, Steve?
I've got a theory on this.
That's a good theory. I like it.
Do you like my theory? Yeah.
I've never heard it actually twice yesterday. So tell me for the first time.
For the first time that you're ever hearing it live on air, my theory is that player contracts finish on the 30th of June.
Very true.
the transfer window and the official start of the following season is the 1st of July. And those two things are done for the same reasons. Now, if the current domestic season goes beyond the 30th of June, you may have scenarios where players are out of contract. And I see people at home going, we'll just fucking extend the contracts. It's not that easy. And then there's also insurances, and think about how much some of these players are worth.
Yeah.
And there's probably already transfers agreed with certain players, and then there's weird rules about playing for 3 clubs in one season and things like that. So if you moved at the start of the season, you moved in January, then you move again in this summer, technically it's all still one season, but it's really messy is what it is. So they can't do that. They've got to make sure that this season gets done, or it has to be voided. Because it can't progress past that.
We don't even know. So obviously we don't know whether it's going to be voided or not. We don't know that, but we don't even know what avoiding entails, does it? Do you stand the positions as they are now? Is it the same positions as last season? But obviously there wouldn't be a winner of the league, so you're not going to give City another win. But would it be, Liverpool, City? Who was it in the Champions League? Chelsea and Spurs. Would they be in the Champions League again?
I think so. I think that's the only fair thing to do. So, you go back to the last full set of results that you had.
Jose's falling on his feet there, isn't he? If he gets that, because they ain't getting Champions League this season
at all.
No. I mean, Chelsea, 50-50, I think United would probably take that place off, or could have done, if we hadn't have had this break.
But then, City aren't in it. Does the ban start in effect from this year, if their ban is in place for the Champions League?
And then we finished 5th last season. Yeah. Did we?
Yeah.
I don't even know anymore. Did we finish 6th? We finished 6th.
No, it might have been 6th.
Who finished 5th last season? Arsenal?
I think so.
Oh my God, it's unbelievable, isn't it?
Oh,
imagine
don't void it.
How much things change in a year. Arsenal are terrible. They might finish bottom half. Tottenham haven't got any players.
Can we do it on the coefficients? I think we're still 4th on the coefficients.
I think we're 3rd, aren't we?
Are we?
I think we're really pretty high up there still, yeah.
Or win the Europa League. Oh, no, we can't.
Not playing it, avoiding it. Although, is there a possibility that they'll void the league but not the European competitions because they're 2 different governing bodies?
Maybe.
It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's so exciting, though.
Hey, what's happening? Not a clue.
Who knows? And they don't know.
No.
That's the best thing. It's not just like, they're not telling us, but they know. There's no rules. This isn't written down anywhere.
The whole thing that's... honestly, it's stressing me out on another level. Obviously, I'm stressing out because of, work.
Oh, yeah.
Because, what the fuck are we doing?
We do this for a living, boy.
We've got no fucking clue what's going on going forward. If someone said to me, 1st of June, all the games will be back, I'd be like, right, okay, we're going to have to hunker down.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
Oh, yeah.
But...
also, how great would it be doing 3 watch-alongs a week for 3 weeks? I'd love it. Imagine no games and then 3 a week. And actually, for United, 6 a week. If we've got to get all these games in.
Well, that's it. If United are doing that, if United have got 18 to do, we have to start...
That's if we get to the final of everything, but...
Tonight.
Yeah. So, if anyone's at Old Trafford...
Right, so you need... Basically, United have got 6 weeks of 3 games a week, if that's how you want to do it.
And if it has to be ended before June 30th, then maybe... I wonder if they'll do something... If they, contracts often have... force of nature, or what's the word? It's like a French
force majeure.
Force majeure.
What does that
contracts
mean?
In.
Not a clue.
Just a big major force or something. They often have those sorts of things, and I wonder if player contracts have that in. So it's like, we can keep you in this contract. Let's say it was a time of war, or I don't know, or a time of disease.
A pandemic.
Yeah, can they extend those contracts just without even having to look into it for another month? I don't know. We don't know any of this stuff. So, because United cannot play 18 games at most between now and June the 30th, I think that's almost impossible.
I don't think it's impossible.
Do you not?
No, because...
You're going to have to stop playing again next week.
But yeah, that's the thing.
Right.
So it's not impossible.
No.
But they need to be back in training, Monday.
Improbable.
It's incredibly... Yeah, and it's all those things. It's im all sorts.
Immortal. No, not that.
Not that one. If United have got all them games to play, let's presume that we can even get the Premier League ones done. But that obviously relies on the schedules of the other Premier League clubs. You can't just go, right, we've got all these games to play, we'll play them then. Everyone else I've got 3 games on that day, what are you talking about? So 18 games, that's 6 weeks. 6 weeks backwards from the...
6 weeks backwards is squeal excess.
It's middle of... I've just got what you were doing then. Oh my God. Oh. It's the middle of April.
Right.
That's the middle of April
so
to start.
1 month from
it's
now.
3 weeks away.
Well, yeah.
3 weeks from now, United need to just be and go 3 games.
And we just so you know, guys, we actually were playing those games. No one was watching. Imagine if they did that, just snuck them in.
Or just
rock, paper,
best
scissors.
of 3, rock paper scissors. Yeah.
Or like marbles, one of them old games, like bocce or something.
Or we do it FIFA style. We do it internet. and we bring a little bit of esports into it, and we go like, right, Marcus Rashford.
But it has to be the players. You can't have like the esports players.
Or maybe you can. But we have Marcus Rashford, James Maddison, that's United Leicester on the last game of the season. Go.
And Solskjaer and their manager do a football manager season as well.
Oh.
So that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Solskjaer's
there isn't a game called
manager.
Football Assistant Manager that Mark Feely can play, is there?
No.
Okay, we'll cut that bit out.
But he can wear shorts.
Yeah, that'd be lovely.
And a face mask, obviously.
Yeah. So this is, who knows what's going on? Who knows what's going on?
Our suggestions are not the worst suggestions that have just been flung out. No. Someone's definitely gone, can they play FIFA? Can they play FIFA? I think they can play FIFA.
I think they can play FIFA. It's the same governing body. I don't know how EA works their way into this. It's all licensed stuff. There's no, West London Blues.
Anyway, there has been statements. Let's read the statements out before after we rip the piss out of what they're going to do. So here's one of the most flowery Russell Brand statements you've ever heard from a governing body. It is Russell Brand, innit? In fact, I think you should read it and do your best Russell Brand impression.
Where is it? Which one am I reading?
The possible limitations.
Okay. I'm not doing an impression, but I'll just, the possible limitations or drops of current exclusive calendar slots, which means nothing, potentially resulting in the scheduling of domestic league matches in midweek or in scheduling of UEFA club competitions matches on weekends. That's
a lot of bollocks, isn't it?
You've never heard of exclusive calendar slots before?
That's a load of bollocks. Yeah. What they basically said is, we might have to abandon our typical scheduling.
Basically.
Whereas, domestic stuff's on a weekend, European competitions generally are midweek stuff, apart from the finals, right? Yep. We're going to have to abandon that to make sure we get them all in. But what they did was they went the most convoluted, bullshit way around it to make themselves sound impressive.
Because nothing can just be...
People have to Google it.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing can just be... We might be able to change it, we might not. That's it. Possible limitations or drops of current exclusive calendar slots.
So then, Brian Swanson, who is at least the third best Swanson. At least. He's behind Ron Swanson.
John Swanson. Family Guy.
At least.
Yeah.
There's another Swanson, I'm sure there is.
There's got to be. Swanson.
I definitely remember it from a film. He says, clearly there's a big if there, but if we're in a fluid situation, there are a large quantity of unknowns, but June 30th is the target they're working towards, their commitment to the game. And then Jamie Redknapp, who for once is talking sense. Maybe I'm coming down. Am I hot?
I'll say so.
This proposal is in an ideal world. It is impossible to predict. If and when football does return, we need to play 3 games a week. That is a necessity, but it's impossible to schedule. It's an impossible schedule to even talk about at this stage. I don't think it's an impossible schedule.
Someone has to
if it's just purely domestic, we figured it out, and if it will be 3 games a week. If it's to include the potential 18 matches United need to play, that's pretty fucked up, to be fair. So what we think it's going to be Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday? Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday?
Got to be.
Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday.
How about we give the cups to the team with the reddest shirt?
Oh, I like that. Oh, the biggest fan, most fans?
Most fans, because you're trying to make people happy in a difficult time.
What makes the most people
You are
happy?
Appeasing the most people if you give United all of the cups. And that's what it's all about. It's all about morale in society at this point. So I think the only real way to do it is give it to the team with the largest fan base.
Joe Steven Gerrard said, you should give Liverpool the league. Did you see that ball fella on Sky? Getting laughed at by the other 3 presenters who were absolute dicks.
Yeah, I did see that.
The point he was making was 1,000% correct. They haven't won the league. If you give them the title, where do you stop? Do you say, right, you've got Champions League places? Because, as he correctly said, Sheffield United can get into 5th, and that would mean that they qualify for Champions League. Are you presuming that they win that game in hand and become 5th? Are you presuming Aston Villa could win their game in hand and get out of relegation? You can't just decide.
No, and you do it based on points, average points won in the season. Well, some teams have played more difficult games so far. Yeah. Do you do it based on the position of the teams you played when you played them and weight the points you won or lost against those teams based on how good they are? I
don't even know what you said then.
If you watch it back a lot slower, you kind of get it. But if we've beat City twice, is that worth the same amount of points as
losing to Leicester?
Yeah, I don't know. So it seems, the thing is, as much as it pains me to say it, from a kind of a social perspective, a school ground perspective, you would just be like, yeah, Liverpool won the league, let's go back in and do maths. But from a
there's everything else. There's prize money, there's also, relegations,
there's all that.
European competitions.
But from a kind of governing body, how sport is won and lost perspective, you can't say they nearly won it, so they won it. You see people fall over, on the final lap of the marathon or the final lap of the 10,000 metres before. Oh, they were 2 laps ahead. Well, they would have won it. Well, would they though? I know they probably would, but yeah, that's the thing. Because then you have to relegate Aston Villa, or you give them extra points based on a game they haven't even played. Yeah. Is that what you're going to do?
Yeah.
Average points won in the season?
It's absolutely ridiculous.
You can't do that.
And that's... If you're the governing body, you have to go, what's not going to get me sued?
Yeah, exactly.
Because clubs will sue.
Oh, yeah, especially if you're losing... You're basically losing a team maybe 50 to 100 million quid if you relegate a team. Or maybe more, because you get the parachute payments. But if they don't come back up... You know, that they could have stayed in the league, got different players.
It was $1 billion over 10 years.
Yeah.
Which, is conceivable.
And also, here's the other thing. So let's assume every other league around Europe has to do a similar thing, can't play their games. Not every one of them is going to give whoever was top the league. And then we're sat there giving Liverpool the title when they didn't win it. And Juve and, Italy's been suspended, no winner. Bundesliga's been suspended, no winner. Premier League's been suspended, but Liverpool can have the title anyway. That doesn't align with the rest of Europe in any way.
And do you see what the lady from Hearts said? I think she's the chair lady at Hearts.
No.
She said the rule book, she said, states the season finishes after 38 games.
Yeah.
That's what the rule says.
Yeah.
You can be... All places are confirmed after 38 games. She goes, we haven't had 38 games.
Yeah.
And that's what... any team relegated or any team allocated a certain European spot or anyone given whatever, they will say it is that. Now, I think if you void the season, you go pro rata to where you currently are for the prize money. I don't think anyone will have a massive issue with that because it's a couple 100,000 different between the places in tens of millions. They'll be like, all right, whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't think you can award a league. And yes, it sucks for Liverpool, but if you didn't have the winter break, you'd probably already be champions by now. But look, this is life at the end of the day.
Yeah. And also, it's not just that, they've probably won the league, but if I was a United fan and United were doing what Liverpool were doing, I'm a United fan. If United were where Liverpool are, I would think it's only fair to give us this. It's fair.
Of course, I understand
fair. But it's not rules. Like, rules isn't there. Rules aren't there to be like a fairness thing. Rules are binary, yes or no. Is the season completed? No. You aren't champions. Have you won the league? Like, even if
no,
there would even be a competition, like an argument to have of even if they'd won the league but not finished it, where does everyone else get placed? Like, yeah, they would get the thing, but there's a huge problem here. Not only have they not won it, but the season isn't finished, and yeah, it's difficult to award something that hasn't happened yet.
No, you can't do it, and it honestly it blows for Liverpool. They do deserve it.
Yeah, definitely.
And they, given 2 more games, possibly even 1 more game if City don't win, they would have been champions. Yeah. So, yeah, it fucking sucks.
It is shit.
It absolutely sucks. I love it as a United fan.
Yeah.
Because it's fucking hilarious.
If
they've lost like 1-2 games.
Yeah.
In fucking,
how many is it? 70? Lost one, drawn one.
No, they lost one last year as well.
Oh, right.
But over like a 2-season thing, they've lost like 2 games.
Yeah.
And they haven't won fuck all.
No.
I'm sorry, it's the most funniest thing that I could fucking think of.
Yeah. And if we were United, if United were in Liverpool's position, we'd be sat here thinking, this is really shit, they should give it us, but I'm gutted that they won't, rather than like, they have to. Do you know what I mean? I would be like, I can't fucking believe this. This is awful. Not like, oh no, they still have to give it us anyway, because you can see why they can't. Like,
and as a United fan, I'd take solace in the fact that if they do get awarded it, it's probably to an empty stadium. We can always tell them that they only won it because they got given it.
Yeah.
Obviously,
that's, the rules are, it seems as though that they might not be given it. Do you think they might give it them anyway?
Yeah.
I do as well. I wouldn't be surprised if Liverpool lift the title this season without playing any games. But I also hope that the games can be played.
Well, yeah, because the team that's probably going to miss out the most, as we just went through, is fucking United.
Yeah.
Our form suggests that we could easily win Europa, right? And be in the Champions League. Because that's where we're trying to get to.
Yes.
We are rebuilding.
Yeah.
Trying to get in the Champions League. I think we could easily win Europa.
I think we've got a decent chance of winning Europa and a decent chance of finishing top 4. And put those odds together, I think, we've got a 50-50 chance of getting top 4 this season, or maybe slightly better.
Marcus is now only like 2 or 3 weeks away from fitness.
Yeah, which will be back by the time.
Looks like he's on his way back to fitness. That's a big push back for us if we can get them in the mixer as well. Obviously, other teams are going to have some players back fit, but I feel like we're on a real upward curve at the moment with United. Our form's been fantastic. Hopefully, that carries through whatever little break that we end up enduring here. And I think if they did go to the void, there's no fucking way we're in the Champions League. As we've just said, there's not one option that puts us in the Champions League.
Unless we finish 5th, City don't get it and we get 4th. But then how do you, Sheffield United, it's not fair on them then, is it?
No, and there's someone gets fucked either way. But I think you're right. I do see Liverpool probably getting the title.
One way or another.
And I'm going to moan about it.
Cool. Very good.
All right with you?
Yeah.
All right, so what's going on in Australia?
Oh, mate, all sorts. They've got... Right. Do you know before, the only dangerous things they had there were
Everything.
the poisonous spiders, the snakes. I think they have like a wind that smells nice, but it actually kills you or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was now, but all sorts of poison things you can imagine.
That's a lie.
No, there's like a wind that comes through and you're like, God, that wind smells like Greggs. You know when you go outside of Greggs, it's like pastry and that. And you go outside and you smell the wind and then you go, it was death wind. And they have that sometimes. So, but now on top of that, they also have Corona leagues. So the Hyundai A League is going ahead. No people in the stadium, but they're playing on. They don't really mind.
Right,
Behind closed doors, the Hyundai A League, for those who don't know, is like the football, English football, because there's so many footballs and leagues and stuff that we're about to talk about.
Oh my God! Aussies, get new names for your divisions.
Not everything can be called football. It's not just Aussie rules football, rugby football, proper football. Like, come up with new words for things.
One of them's probably called the Australian football.
I think it's called cricket football over there, and that doesn't even make sense.
Right.
The A-League's still going on.
Head of leagues.
Yes.
Greg O'Rourke. Strong Australian name.
Very good name.
We have made the decision. To continue. Why did that go? That didn't.
I don't know. It ended a bit Braveheart, that, isn't it?
No, it was a bit Irish.
Northern Ireland,
Sorry. All right, no mind. Playing the A-League in the 1920 season behind closed doors whilst closely monitoring and adhering to the government directives. We're looking to play the remaining 31 matches. Fucking hell,
They only just started like 2 weeks ago.
In a regular season, condensed by a period by bringing forward rounds from the later matches. Whilst fans won't be able to attend in person, we urge you to support. And then he just lists off all the sponsors that they've got.
I love that bit.
Yep.
That's my favourite bit.
So one of the teams, where obviously we visited the stadium of Perth Glory, they're playing Western United FC.
Whoa. Exciting, isn't it?
Have you seen what the territories are called?
Yeah, I know. Do you want to know?
Go on.
Northern Territory.
Yep.
Western Territory.
Yep.
New Islington or something. That's the idea. It's Northern Territory. I know it though. Queensland.
Yep.
That's one. New South Wales.
Don't think that's the territories though. They're states.
No, they are territories.
Are they?
Northern Territory, Western Territory, Southern Territory.
I'll get my phone out.
New South Wales, Queensland, and West Australia. West Australia, Northern Territory, South Australia, New South Wales, and Queensland.
Right, the states and territories. You've got Western Australia, which is pretty much
I got that one.
the west of it. Oh yeah, Queensland, New South Wales, Victoria. They're all the
I knew it
territories
was a
as well.
train station in Manchester.
They don't have an Eastern Territory. The Eastern Territory is basically Queensland, New South Wales, Victoria. Then they have a Southern Territory.
Yep.
It's called Southern Australia.
Yep.
Northern Territory and Western Australia.
I love it.
So it's South Australia, not even Southern. No. Western and then Northern Territory.
It has to have been named by like 5 different people, doesn't it? They all came together like, we've named ours. Oh, did you? Did you go by the naming nomenclature that we set out beforehand? No. We're called New South Wales, we are. Southern, Northern, North, South. Oh, it's great. But yeah, so Sydney are playing. No, not Sydney. Perth, we've been there.
Yeah, Perth are playing against Western Australia, Western United FC. Don't know where they're from.
No, somewhere west. It's just in
might not be.
No, they might not.
Because
it might be like
I know
the west
some
of
lads,
Sydney or something.
I know some lads that played for a team called Wests, right? That were on the East Coast.
Really?
What the fuck?
Was it someone with a speech impediment talking about vests?
No.
Okay, don't know then.
That's near Brisbane, if anyone. Shout out Brisbane.
Actually,
We've got loads of viewers in Australia. Loads of you.
Yeah.
We've just sent you loads of merch.
Yeah.
Pointed over there, but it's not there.
No, it's gone now.
Because we sent it.
It's in an aeroplane over to Australia.
Well, we hope. Might be on a ship.
Oh yeah, could be. Surface mail, they call it, don't they?
Did it?
Yeah. Surface or air. That's your options.
No. Why is it called cargo when it's on a ship and shipping when someone delivers it in a van?
Dude.
Anyway, there's fixtures in the A-League if you give a shit about that.
I do.
What other fixtures are going on? What other sports are going on?
Aussie rules.
Right. Now, what's Aussie rules, Joe?
Aussie rules is, imagine a world where you like rugby.
I do.
You like football.
I do.
You like small shorts.
Yeah.
You like cricket pitches.
No.
Okay, well, imagine you did.
Okay.
You like fighting.
I do.
It's all of those things in one.
And it's sunny, and it's a barbecue, and it's definitely lager.
Yeah,
I should love Aussie rules.
Yeah, it's perfect for you.
But I don't.
No.
Don't really get it.
Right, if you don't like Aussie rules now, I'd like to read this statement from the AFL Chief Executive, Gillan McLachlan, another great Australian name, declaring, what did he say about it?
Footy will find a way.
Yes, Dylan! Gillan, sorry, not even Dylan. Footy will find a way.
Footy will find a way.
I can't believe it. albeit without crowds. So that,
Yeah.
that is all behind closed doors.
He does. We don't know how many games we'll get into this journey before we have to pause, but I feel comfortable that our industry is unified in making a decision to start, right? They've not even started their league. And they're like, fuck it, mate.
We've got to finish the games. Like, have you started the games? Not yet, mate. No. Not bloody yet. I tell you what, though, what else I do like, where was it? I like how he said we'll get into this journey, like it's an Instagram inspirational post or something. We're all going through this journey together, and we're going to do it by bashing the shit out of each other. I can't wait. So I might start watching Aussie Rules.
Because there's fuck all else on, right?
Yeah.
However, the rugby league's going on. So, all right, the Australian Football League, that's Aussie Rules.
Yeah.
The A-League,
Yeah.
that's football.
That's football.
And then you got the NRL, which is the National Rugby League.
National Rifle League.
No, it's a
Oh, is that the American one?
different thing.
Okay. NRL, National Rugby League.
So that started last week,
Yeah.
and they've also released a statement. Everybody's putting have you put a statement out? I feel like I need to put a
haven't. Should
statement
put one out
I
later.
probably need to put a statement out, yeah.
Can someone draft us a statement to put out, please?
Not Cam. Thanks.
Someone else. Good point.
So he says, after the footy will find a why, he says, so the NRL's going ahead,
Yeah.
but
Oh.
they've gone, kids can't play though.
What?
So what they've said is, instead of cancelling or postponing the Professional Rugby League in Australia, the NRL, in partnership with the state governing bodies, which is also the territories, they've decided to postpone a Community Rugby League in Australia until at least the first weekend of May.
Oh, really?
5 or 6 weeks off.
Cool.
I was going to do it in Aussie accent, but I won't. No. So the decision to pause Community Rugby League in Australia was not taken lightly, and it's simply about the NRL and state governing bodies, as custodians of Rugby League, putting extra conservative measures in place to slow the spread of COVID-19 and protect the health and well-being of our participants. Luke Ellis, the head of football participation, pathways and game development, said.
Wow.
That's a
one
fucking
hell of a
wordy
title, isn't it?
Is that where, did you pick your own title?
His
Good Australian name.
Tinder bio is a cluttered mess if he's got his full job title on there.
Is that characters?
Yeah.
Can't even throw any emojis in.
Unreal. NRL head of football participation. I think we can. Participation, I think, goes without saying, doesn't it? Because it ain't a sport if no one's playing it. Pathways, don't know what that means. And game development.
Game development is pathways.
I don't know what pathways
Surely.
is. Isn't that like. That's just like the
Well, the
parks department, isn't it?
EPPP in football, the Premier League, have got an EPPP program, which is the Elite Player Performance Pathway.
I love it. I love it. I like it when the little acronym spells out a word of its own. Nope, not in this case.
Soldiers watching, you've got like grit and pauper, so
Yeah.
never forget that shit.
And I know a couple of, on the sort of lower level counselling scene, there's a few, like, Cassie, that's one.
Okay.
A lot of mental health stuff going on there.
Do you know what grit stands for?
Can I guess?
Go on.
Is it for soldiers?
Yes.
I was just gonna
Constipation?
Say, grrr. Good, right in there. Get right in there. Is it?
No, that'd be amazing.
Through a door.
Grit!
That's good, that works.
It's when you're indicating types of fire, it's your group. So you will talk to your group, and it might be section, it might be platoon, it might be sniper team, it might be Charlie fire team. So it's your group, you address your group, and you alert them with your sniper!
Yep.
And then it's your range, and you were like, 1,000 metres!
Nice, 1 kilometre for those interested.
Indication, and now your indications, you can use like clock face, you can use like side of a building, bush, tree,
Bush.
anything, indication.
Right, so that's just
and
me
then-
saying that Man United badge through there.
Yeah,
Okay.
sort of, yeah.
And then
that shirt.
T is target. Time.
Type of fire.
Ooh.
So your grit would be sniper, 1,000 metres,
Yeah.
enemy, bottom corner of building, bottom right corner of building, watch and shoot. Nice. Or you can also give things like rapid fire, steady fire, things like that.
Do they use explosive bullets?
Snipers? Yeah. No, well, technically every bullet is an explosion the way it works.
Nice.
Anyway, that went a bit
sick.
different direction, didn't it?
I love it. I absolutely love it. But
Tune in next week and we'll cover Paces Do.
what's that?
I'll tell you later. Oh my god. You never forget them because they fucking hammer it into you.
Do they?
Yeah.
Well, that
Anyway,
sounds exciting.
so
Anyway.
that's pretty much all the sport, or is it? Because there's bare knuckle boxing. So this week, I went and did a bit of a hosting thing. Mate, it was cool.
Was it?
Yeah, so you've seen all those gloves are off, all that sort of stuff where they sit them head to head, that close, and then they talk shit to each other, and sometimes it goes off. Well, I was the guy sitting there asking the questions, trying to make it go off.
Did you have the chair like facing you, and you were like leaning on the back of the chair?
I was sitting on a normal chair in a normal style. They was doing it cool kid style.
Were they?
Yeah.
That's cool. Was it called The Gloves Are On?
No, it's called The Wraps Are Off.
Okay, cool. That sounds like a rap battle, doesn't it, as well?
Ricka, ricka, ah.
So what was it like then? Was it good?
It was good. I was very interested at a couple of points of this. I didn't know that much about the lads before we got into the room with them.
Yeah.
I'd watched some of their tape, so I knew what style of fighter they was. As they came in, I really wanted to see, how's this? Because, is it going to be a bit of a
What if
needle?
they try and fight
Yeah.
in front of you?
What am I going to do?
Just jump.
Tell them to stop
Yeah.
and then run.
Yeah.
Well, jog.
Yeah.
So they came in, shook my hand. After one was already in there, and then they hugged each other, and I was like, that's weird.
Yeah, that is weird. You sure they weren't wrestling?
So they know each other.
Oh, really?
They actually know
Where are
each
they
other.
from?
I'm not sure where one of them was from. He's a traveller with a really thick accent. The other one was from London. I'm sure one of them was around here, I think.
Really?
But I don't know for definite. So it's Jimmy Sweeney against Tyler Goodjohn. That's
Good
going
names.
on. It was meant to be at the O2. It's now TBC, possibly behind closed doors. Probably behind closed doors. That's the 4th of April, and that's BKB 21. But you can watch that on Fight TV, and the highlights are going to be like loads of different places afterwards. I'll share them because I really enjoyed it, and I'm really keen on seeing. Now, Jimmy Sweeney has got loads of experience in bare knuckle boxing, and I'm going to guess that he's got like 500 fights in car parks as well on the top of it, just from meeting the guy. Tyler Goodjohn was a glove boxer, they call it.
Oh, really?
And he's only 3 fights into his bare knuckle boxing career.
Right.
He's champion at one weight. I think Jimmy's champion at another weight. This is a weight in between theirs that's vacant that they're both kind of coming down for.
That's cool.
Totally different styles. Jimmy's like a real counter puncher. I spoke to him about that, and he said you can't just you can't throw that many punches in bare knuckle because your fucking hands
break.
mash up. Yeah, so
I know that.
totally different styles of fighters. I'm really excited to see just how this goes down, and that, if there's just fuck all else on, we're all watching it. Don't worry about that.
That sounds great. Can you get tickets, do you think?
What, to a behind closed doors event? Probably not.
Cool.
But I'll throw a text out.
We could be under the ring like John
But they was
Jones.
talking about that might have to do it in Manchester anyway. They literally didn't know. They was like, we think it's off. We don't know. We're talking.
That'd be great. Do you know if they made the floor of the ring glass and then you have people underneath looking up and watching? Maybe not the best view, but kind of cool,
Bare knuckle boxing, they get caught up to foot. But do you know what they're saying? They think it's safer.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Because obviously in glove boxing, and even MMA to a certain degree, the padding on the hands literally stops the hands getting broke, which means that you can punch more. And obviously in glove boxing, they're punching so much to the head, and pretty much only to the head, really. They only occasionally go to the body. And they reckon those concussive blows are more dangerous than the cuts and stuff that you get. That's just superficial.
In terms of long-term, how your brain and how your health is, yeah?
But visually, it looks horrific.
Yeah.
I mean, almost every fight gets stopped on cuts.
And also, that's
Or
like...
knockouts, obviously.
That's why you can see why, from a spectator and a kind of televised perspective, why they would have done it that way to stop people bleeding as much as possible. But yeah, in terms of people's long-term health, you see it makes sense, doesn't it? And also, you can't hit quite as hard either, because you can't just go 100% with every punch like you can with a boxing glove on, because, like I said, your hands will break and...
Yeah, you maybe get away with a nose, maybe a jaw, but if you start hitting like around the eye sockets,
someone's head,
the forehead especially, that's breaking hands. Well, I broke both my hands in my MMA fight, and I was wrapped and gloved.
Really?
Both my hands. So.
Crazy.
Bare knuckle, not for me. That probably literally is all we've got, isn't it?
Yeah. So that's not a decent fixture list, that though. I think that's all right.
Well, we had fixtures.
Yeah. See.
It's more than I thought we'd have at the
Yeah.
start.
Exactly. We've got loads of stuff going on to look forward to.
Lovely.
The A-League. I'm looking forward to the A-League. Is Perth Glory our team then? Because we've been there.
No.
Okay.
I was going to support United.
Yeah, but now.
Let's see if it comes back. We'll see. Give it another
When
week.
it comes back, we'll get rid of Perth Glory, but we just like it for a little bit.
All right. Cheers for watching. We'll see you next week.